Today we're talking about
The significance of being a boyfriend and girlfriend. Like, does it matter in 2021 if I'm just your boyfriend or girlfriend or whatever?
exactly.
Alright, so, yeah, like we always say, don't be afraid to like, dislike, comment, and subscribe so I get the notifications, y'all. Also, don't be afraid to share so everybody can know that we making these bangers, you know what I'm talking about? Alright, so I guess we'll get into it. So I guess I just wanted to be like, the significance of a boyfriend and girlfriend. Like, does it even really matter, especially if you not in like a serious committed relationship with that person? Like, for example, you know what I'm saying? If y'all boyfriend or girlfriend or whatever, right? And say you wanted to like explore, maybe be with somebody else, is that okay?
I think, well, if you want to be with somebody else, then why even include her into being in a relationship? Like, um, why sit up there and want to experiment when you don't have to? Like, if you already have a significant other, if you want to go with somebody else, why just go with somebody else and break that off?
Well, because it's like you don't want to give your how many like relation. You know, think about it. How many people have been in relationships where they gave it all into somebody and it didn't work? So I'm saying it's like I guess I'm almost saying like I think people should probably be a little bit more open with their relationships. Almost. Yeah, because look, because it's like if you give your all to somebody and then you end up getting hurt, then you lose whatever. But if you more open with it, if y'all like more open, like yeah, we still together, but I still want to see what else is out there for me because you got to think about it. Before it's like social media or whatever, you was in a pond. You stuck with whomever you, whatever city you live in, that's who you stuck with. So you gonna settle for something, even though you may not like it. You gonna settle for something for what you in. But now that social media, you can connect with people all across the world or whatever. That's why you see a lot of long distance relationships or whatever. But now you can see a lot more people. So it's kind of like, well, let me make sure I'm choosing the right person for me. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, yeah, let's be a little bit more open. And hey, if me and you work, me and you work. But me and if someone else work, me and somebody else work.
Well, then that's just dating. That's just dating around. You know what I'm saying? Not being fully committed with somebody.
But how many people do that though?
I mean, I don't have a set number, but I'm pretty sure a lot. I'm pretty sure people do that. You know,
Okay,
it's a select few.
Have you done it?
Have I
you
done
just
what?
dated multiple people?
No, because I have a situation or had a situation why I couldn't date and carry on. But I think if before you even go into a committed relationship, date around to who you want to be committed to. You know, you can find somebody who you want to be committed to, and if you can't find that person,
Okay, so this is the
then
question.
that's what you do is date around.
So it's the question: what is commitment?
What is commitment?
Yeah.
Well, commitment is.
Is it lip service? Is it just saying, hey, me and you gonna be boyfriend and girlfriend? Or
I mean,
is that being committed?
it can be okay. It can be breaking down as getting into a relationship because a relationship, when you start a relationship, it's an obligation because you're obligated to, you know what I'm saying, to do whatever you can to keep that relationship, right? So commitment is really being dedicated to something or someone. That's a commitment. So like, for instance, for a job, okay? Would you say you fully committed to a job when you have the job?
Yeah, after you sign the paperwork and everything.
Okay, so after you sign the paperwork and have a verbal agreement that you're going to do this, that, and the third, is that not a commitment?
Yeah, whatever. But my thing is, commitment always requires action.
Okay, yes, it requires action because it's obligations, right? You know, when You fulfill obligations.
Yeah.
It takes action in order to fulfill those obligations, right?
Mm-hmm.
But if you don't fulfill those obligations, like in a job, for instance, that you get fired. Okay, so same way with a relationship. If you don't fulfill any of those things in a relationship or stay committed with that person, then it will end in breakup.
So what determines a committed relationship? Like because what has to be done for that relationship to say, okay, boom, now we're in commit. Now we're more than just dating. It has to be some kind of action. It can't just be lip service. It can't just be me saying.
The action is literally you two dating. That's the action.
But you just said
it's cutting off. No, that's dating. That's a dating around is literally just two people, coming together to see what they want, see what their dislikes, and likes, and all that other stuff.
So what actions take place to signifies the level of commitment? What has to be done? Something has to be done to signify that.
Mutually agreeing that you two are in a relationship, because being in a relationship itself is already an obligation.
That's just lip service.
No, because think about it. When you're in I was about to say if you're in an obligation. When you're in a relationship, okay, think about it. What are the things that you do to uphold the relationship? Like, what are the things you do to keep the relationship? What are the things you do differently than you do when you're dating?
Whatever it is, it's an action. This is what I'm trying to tell you.
Okay, so what do you do as far as you be in a relationship as y'all two mutually agree to be in?
So it could be something that's in, like, y'all moving together. Oh, let's say if y'all don't move together. Say it's something like, oh, I'm bringing my stuff at your house or whatever because I know I'm going to be over here more often, and vice versa. You bring yours. So that's action. Action has to take place for the commitment to make sense or whatever, right? Mm-hmm. And so that's what eventually what I'm saying. If there's no action, there's no commitment. But you can't say that you're in a committed relationship with somebody who just say, "Oh, we're boyfriend and girlfriend."
But you have to be. But in order to get to that part, in order to get into that type of
you got to say it first. But
no, you have to be. You have to be committed in order to get into a relationship. What do you have to? So, okay, you got to think about it. You have to commit in order to get into that relationship, right? You know what I'm saying? Because a relationship. Let's think about a relationship. What is a relationship?
A relationship is just the definition of relationship is the two people.
Two people what? Two people doing.
How are two?
Is it doing? Because if it's doing, isn't that an action?
You have a relationship with anybody. You can have a relationship with your coworkers. You know what I'm saying? The person at the grocery store.
Okay.
But with commitment, well, my thing is with commitment, you have to do something to prove that commitment.
Okay, so let me ask you something. Okay, let's pick a random friend. What do they do? What do they do in front of you that makes them committed to your friendship? Anybody, just anybody. It doesn't have to be somebody.
We call, we hang out, we go like we do stuff together. We have to hang out and do stuff together for order for you to be my friend.
Okay, so what are y'all going to do? Okay, when you're talking about dating, when you get into a relationship, what has to happen in order for y'all to get into that relationship? A commitment, right? A certain commitment. So what is that commitment that y'all do?
That's what I'm saying. It has to be an action.
In order to mutually come together to say we're boyfriend and girlfriend.
But that's what I'm saying. It's more than it has to be more
because
than just saying that.
You can't treat something. You can't treat something. You can't treat something like something when you're in a relationship as if it's just dating. When y'all two agreed to get into a relationship. You get what I'm saying?
But
so y'all have to eventually have to commit to something. Like, okay,
exactly. You have to do some action. You're saying what I'm saying without saying what I'm saying. Mm-hmm. Action has to come behind it. Like, you just can't say, oh, okay, think about it. Boom. Say you in high school or whatever, right? Okay. And have you had girlfriends in high school?
Yeah.
Were they committed relationships?
Yeah, because we was in a relationship.
How?
Because we first of all we mutually agreed to be in a relationship, and I took the extra steps in order to be in a relationship. So what extra steps did you take? What extra steps did I take? Yeah. Be with that person.
What do you mean be with that person?
Be.
How do you
An
be?
action. An
No,
action word.
No, what does
to
that mean?
be.
What does that mean?
To-
Speak it in layman terms for me.
Committed to them.
No, what is you said be with them? How do you be with them?
How do you be with them?
Yeah.
You form a mutual bond with each other to be connected and be in a relationship. Don't you? Because you're making it seem like commitment is an action word. When it actually describes a noun, it's an adjective.
No, it's not
It's
describing.
an
that.
adjective. It
If
describes.
I'm
It's supposed to
committing
be
to you,
describe
that
a
means I'm
noun.
doing something to let you know that I want to be with you.
Okay, so, but okay, hold on, because you're making it seem like you have to, in order to like a relationship, like being with somebody, being in a relationship, is not just about words or acting somebody else.
It's not.
Yes, it is. Okay, so
let me-
okay,
so
so
let me tell you. This is why people always get messed up. This is why people always get cheated on and get hurt because they think just because somebody say, "Oh, hey, I want to be with you forever," whatever, right?
okay,
And that's all they say. I want to be with you forever. And then they boyfriend and girlfriend. But then the dude goes out and do his thing, or the girl goes out and do her thing, or whatever, still cheating, messing with whoever they want to mess with. Now you're heartbroken. But y'all was never in a committed relationship because y'all never made no action
but
in towards being together for the long haul.
the way you making it seem is that if somebody's not committed by this action, a certain action that they do,
Mm-hmm.
that it's okay or it's not necessary for that person not to feel bad if they go out and cheat or do something because I wasn't committed to you. That you can't play that game.
Okay, so you remember my foundations, right?
Mhm.
3 C's. Communication. What is communication, right? You just can't say I'm communicating with you. You have to actually talk to that person, let that person know or whatever how y'all doing. You
Okay.
know what I'm saying? Communicate whatever. Compromise. You actually have to give up something so you can meet your partner in the middle.
Okay.
Like it requires action. So why is commitment the only one that doesn't require action?
Okay.
Even though
Look,
commitment is the third, because there's levels. First you gotta compromise or communicate, then you gotta compromise, and then you have to commit to that person.
Okay.
Right?
Let me put in perspective where you understand.
Oh,
Okay.
okay. No.
No, I'm not saying you don't, but let's say it's like this. It's different jobs. Different jobs is you dating around. Okay, you filling out different applications to what you want. Let's say you found a potential job that you like. Okay.
I got an analogy for you.
Okay.
For the commitment.
Let me finish.
Okay.
You got a potential job that you like. Okay,
Mhm.
so you go, you fill out the application, you do what you got to do. All these other jobs wasn't working out, or they didn't call you, or the same way with the different relationships of different girls that you're surrounding yourself with.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so this particular job, you like, okay, you know what I'm saying? I like it. You know, let me interview. Let me get the interview. You get the interview go well. Same way with the date. The date go well. You're like, okay, I really like this job, you know what I'm saying? They tell you everything you need to know. You tell them, you know, everything they need to know. Then you like, okay, I want to get the job. You get the job.
Uh-huh.
Okay? So once you sign all the paperwork and everything, are you not committed to that job?
Once you commit the action of signing.
But listen, okay, so exactly with the relationship. Commitment, when you think about it, commitment is literally doing the thing, the job,
No, doing what?
the
You gotta
job
be
of what
specific.
the person
Be
needs you to do.
specific. Give me some specifics.
Okay, let's give you
Give me
some.
some-
So let's say the job requires you to. Let's say you're a janitor. The job requires you to clean the bathroom.
Mm-hmm.
That is what you're committed to do because it's
But
it's
you-
literally in your.
But you signed something before you even did that job, though, right?
Okay, we're not talking.
No,
about
it's no. That's what we're
actual
talking
because-
about. It's
okay,
the before.
signing
Okay,
an agreement,
Let me take
virtual,
my
a
analogy.
verbal
Right now,
agreement.
let me take my analogy. Say you by senior high school, you applied to different colleges, whatever, right?
Okay.
But it's not until you say you commit to one and you sign the paperwork.
That's exactly what I'm
No, but you didn't say it right though. You didn't
I
say
did
it
say
right.
it because I
You
talked
didn't
about
say it
different,
right.
different.
And then you
I
go on
talked
your
about
research.
different jobs.
So,
I talked about
but the
same
action,
way of
but
like
listen,
dating
but
around.
listen. Okay, yeah, you dating around, you seeing what else is out there, but it's not until you put some action towards signing
Okay.
towards. So I have to put actions and say, okay, I can't just say, oh, I'm committed to going to Oklahoma State.
Okay.
I actually have to sign some paperwork. I could say I'm committed to this thing, this school,
Mhm.
as much as I want. But until I sign that paperwork and can submit this application and do everything else, you know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Until I put action in,
Mhm.
so I could say, oh yeah, I'm going to LSU or whatever, and then go ahead and go to Alabama.
Okay. So just because you signed the paper, okay, you say you signed. Let's say you didn't sign the paper. That doesn't mean that you can just hop in and go into that school freely as you want to without not
Exactly.
being committed.
Exactly.
So that means
So
is
that means
same
you
way
need
with
some
a
action. That's what I'm saying.
no, same way with a relationship. You don't just jump into something without committing and then expect it, like because because the same person has to think or be on that mutual agreement that this is not a relationship in order for it to work like that. So same way what you said with the schools, right?
Mhm.
You can't just go to the university when you haven't signed up and be like, oh, I'm gonna pick my classes. It doesn't work like that. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, you have to be able to, on the dotted line, be committed and be focused in order
to signify the
Yeah.
relationship.
So that means without
Okay, so
doing
you agree
that,
with
there's
what I'm
no
saying?
there's no relationship.
So you agree what I'm saying?
Huh?
You just agreed to what I'm saying.
I agree with what you're saying, but the way listen,
Well, he argued with me, y'all. If
the
you agree
reason
with what I'm
this is
saying.
why I'm arguing with you because is that you're making it seem that you haven't put yourself in a situation that you're already in, like a relationship. Let's say that you haven't put yourself in a relationship, haven't already signed on the dotted line and say, well, you know what, I didn't really like this job anyway, so I wasn't fully committed. But you already signed and said that you was committed to getting the job.
So that's what I'm saying. The boyfriend girlfriend is not signified until there's actions of commitment.
But remember, your action was of commitment is literally you
no,
just
no,
said
no, 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 not
you
signing,
signed it,
not
right?
sign- no, 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 we're not going.
But if you already signed it,
Okay.
if you're not committed
so
to
if
the job,
if we boyfriend and girlfriend, what do I have to do to signify the relationship?
okay, I'm
And I need specifics.
I'm gonna answer you with this question real quick. What is it? Okay, not what is it? Sorry. How are you? What is it? Committed to a job after you sign?
No. Let's get off the analogies. Let's make it simple.
That's what I am making it simple.
No,
How
we're
is
talking
it?
we're talking about relationships.
Exactly,
boyfriend
we're
and
talking about
girlfriend.
relationship, right?
Girlfriend. No, talking about boyfriend and girlfriend.
It's the same
What
thing.
do you have to do to say that you got to do
Just
something?
like what you said
Just
about
so you committed.
when it came to
You don't
I'm using
sign
your
the dotted.
song-
You
I'm
don't
using
sign
your
the dotted
own
line
words
to be a
against you.
boyfriend and girlfriend.
You don't. Of course, you don't have to. But I'm just talking about because
Okay, then,
there's multiple
so how do you-
things of
so how do
there's
you
multiple things of
solidify
agreement.
the
There's there's verbal agreement. There's signing it. That's agreement.
But commitment is not lip service. You can't just say you committed to somebody and expect it to go well. It
Exactly.
requires
So that
action.
means that you won't be in a relationship if you don't require any. Listen.
So you agree with what I'm
Okay,
saying?
well, I'm agreeing with what you're saying, but what I'm trying to tell you is, let me tell you what I'm trying to tell you. You cannot be into something and tell somebody, like, okay, basically what you can do, it is not going to be a relationship if you're not willing to commit. Like, it's not going to be a relationship. Like, period. Point blank, period. It won't be a relationship. But you can't act like it is or, convey it as if it is this type of relationship and then string along and say, oh, well, I wasn't committed in the first place. When you already set up there and committed or signed it on the dotted lines, the same way with the job, when you already signed and stuff,
But it requires.
that's why you get fired.
In a relationship, to you, what is signifying a commitment? What is someone saying?
Signify, okay.
No, okay. So say you just met this girl, or whatever, right? Y'all
Okay.
dating, and then now y'all about to take it to the next level. What does she have to do to say that she is committed to you?
What does she have to do? Or,
Yeah. What does she have to do, or what do y'all have to do to say that y'all committed to each other?
really agree that,
So just
when I asked her out, when I asked her out, if
Mean
she
nothing.
agreed. Okay, but why ask her out then? You know what I'm saying? If that was the case, if it doesn't mean anything, think about it. If it doesn't mean anything for me to ask her out, or if it's lip service, why even continue on with something?
But because people always need to put a title to stuff, and that's what I'm saying.
But then,
This is what I'm saying. I'm saying that doesn't mean anything now, like, because there's so many times where people have been hurt by their boyfriend / girlfriend when it's like, don't let that bother you. If the relationship comes with no commitment, no action, don't sit there and stress about it. If the dude wanted to go out and be with whomever you want to be with, see other girls,
then y'all not committed then.
But that's what I'm saying.
But that means you broke a commitment.
You just said they wasn't committed. How you gonna break something that you wasn't in?
How you gonna break something you wasn't in? Because y'all mutually came together in a relationship.
But
Y'all
I'm
already
saying that
committed in
lip
a certain
service
way.
doesn't mean anything.
Okay, but you can't make that an excuse of that y'all not being in a relationship. Saying that the lip
I'm
service,
saying it's insignificant is what I'm trying to tell you.
okay, if it's okay, so you're saying that lip service is insignificant.
Yes.
Then an action or trying to, you know what I'm saying, it doesn't take somebody to do in order to be obligated to something. Like, what I'm trying to say is, you can't sit up there and put yourself into something without saying that you're not this. You know what I'm saying? You can't do that because you're still obligated.
You can.
No, you can't.
You can.
Not when it's talking about with somebody else's feelings. You know what I'm saying? That's the whole point.
Is it wrong to say that? Yeah, but can you say that? Yeah.
I mean, you can, but at the same time,
Okay.
you buckle down somehow and commit with this person.
Say you got a girl with her, right? Y'all not living together or nothing like that. Y'all just started quote unquote dating.
Mm-hmm.
Can you go and marry somebody else?
No, because you're supposed to be committed to
No. Can you legally go
technically you can.
Okay,
Legally you can, but legally ain't technically.
Okay, so look, so you can get into that relationship don't mean nothing.
Okay, that means you
If
stop
I
being
go-
committed to them.
But you were
The
never
moment-
committed to them.
No,
Is what
listen,
I'm telling you.
Listen,
Is what I'm saying.
the moment that you break somebody's commitment, or the moment that you
You
stop,
keep saying
the-
break it, but it's never
the moment
started.
that you
the commitment
stop,
never started.
Listen, the moment that you stop, because we got to think about what commitment is. Commitment is literally dedication with somebody or obligation. So if
But
that person is
I'm gonna look it up.
obligated,
I'm gonna
look it up.
The
If
actual
a person
commitment.
is obligated,
But
if y'all have
there's
an
no
obligation,
there's not.
your obligation is literally
I
the
can't be obligated
relationship.
to you off of some.
The
off of lip
obligation
service.
is the relationship.
Okay, commitment.
Obligation.
A commitment is the state or quality of being dedicated to a cause,
Exactly.
activity, etc. And the second one is an engagement or obligation that restricts freedom of action.
Mm-hmm.
You can't do nothing, son. You can't do nothing. But it work. What is that word? Action. It requires what? Action.
Mm-hmm.
So if there's no action behind it, you can't say
What
me
do
and you
you
committed.
call two people coming together to start a relationship? What is
Dating.
what is that? No, a relationship.
No, dating.
Okay, let's say dating.
Dating is
does dating not cause an action?
A friendship is a relationship. Mentorship is a relationship.
Does dating not cause an action?
Yeah,
what do
yeah,
you do
that
on
means
a
y'all-
date? What do
okay,
you
that
do on
means
you
y'all going on
take?
dates.
Take. What
That
is
means y'all going
taking?
on date. I didn't
Take.
say take. You said take. I didn't say take. I didn't say.
When you take somebody on a date, when you take somebody on a date, take is a verb, right? Is it not?
Maybe they take.
If that's not an act, okay, but I'm saying, is that not an action when you take somebody?
But that doesn't mean that doesn't mean
We're talking
you're the
about
only person
commitment.
I could take on a
You
date.
said it's action. I'm
But that
not
doesn't
saying
mean
that.
okay. So if you ain't
I'm not
saying
saying that.
so can you date multiple
saying
people? Can you date multiple people?
Of course you can.
Okay.
But are you
then.
not committed into dating these multiple people? Are you not committing when
No,
two
I'm
people
not
come together into a relationship?
listen. I'm not committed to
But
that.
you just said it's
I'm
about
not
the
committed,
action.
but no-
So
oh,
where
no.
does it come with the action then?
So you telling me as soon as I take you on a date, I'm committed to you to taking you.
You're committed on a date. You're committed taking them
no,
out.
you're not.
Then why you take them out then? If you're not
Because I'm
committed.
taking you out. I'm not.
So you're not committed.
No, I'm not obligated to take you out. Just
Oh,
because,
you're not obligated, so you're not
No.
committed.
So
So you're
like-
not gonna take them on
no,
a date.
No, just because I say, oh hey Caesar, you know what I'm saying? Me and you gonna go out together, whatever, we gonna do our little thing. I'm not obligated.
So
to
you're
take
not
you
you're
out.
not obligated, even
Yeah.
though you just said what you're going to do.
Exactly.
That's
Is it
not an
messed up?
obligation.
Is it messed up that if I don't show up and don't take you on a
That you
date?
break your
Yes.
obligation.
It's not an obligation.
What is the obligation, Mo?
Obligation is something
Tell
that
me.
you have to do, or you feel like you have to do. I don't have if even though I said I'm gonna take you on a date, I don't have to take you on a date.
Hmm.
I could cancel and be like,
So okay, so you said obligation is what? Something that you have to do. So it's so responsibility, right? Technically, it's a responsibility. Do people not take care of their responsibility
do they
all
do
the
they
time?
do or do not?
Do they do not? Do people not? Can people
Yeah,
break
and that's
that?
what I'm saying. Okay, they do not, and that's what I'm
So
saying.
what do you mean that you have
Okay,
to?
but that's what I'm saying.
Something that you have
Okay,
to
but
do.
listen. This is what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like, is in that boyfriend girlfriend relationship, there's some obligations that a lot of people don't take care of. So you shouldn't be so quick
To
to
get
say
into one.
a relationship without commitment is what I'm trying
A
to
relationship
say.
without commitment isn't a relationship. Like it's literally
You can
not
have
a
a relationship
relationship.
with somebody without being
No, you
committed
can't.
to that
No, you
person.
can't.
Yes, you can. I could be your friend, and we can still be.
No, no, because remember
Yeah, yeah. Because I got friends still who I don't hit up every day. I don't
exactly.
talk
So
to.
what
But
does
we
that
still
mean? You're not
friends.
dedicated to them.
That
You
mean I'm
don't
not
have a
dedicated to
dedicated.
them.
If you
As
okay,
an adult, we busy.
we busy.
Yeah.
Okay.
I hit up Malibu a few months ago. We're supposed to go to the shooting range, but you know some things happen with him, and then some things happen with me. But he's still my friend. I'm gonna still hit him up later on whenever
Okay,
I feel like
that's
going.
cool and all. You do that, but okay.
But I'm
let's
not
say-
obligated to hit him up every day.
You're not obligated, so you're not dedicated.
No,
You
I'm
tell
not
him.
obligated. I'm not obligated to hit him up every day. I don't have to hit him up every day.
Commitment is the obligation to do something, and you're dedicated to that person. So
Okay.
what is dedicated? Let's talk
Okay.
about dedication.
No, you could be dedicated to multiple people though.
Okay, so what does dedication? What it takes? Action, right? It takes action to be dedicated. That means you will put your time into that person, right? That's commitment. That's literally commitment.
No.
Not to be whatever, you're literally committed to me. You know why? The gym. We're literally committed. Why? Because we go.
take the action to go to the
Exact-
gym.
Exactly. We take the action to go to the gym.
Exactly.
If we didn't take the
Okay.
action to go to the gym, can we say, oh yeah, we work out, we do our thing, we're committed to the gym? No, you can't say that because we don't go. Same way with a relationship. You can't be committed to something or committed in a relationship and say you're in a relationship. That means you're not in a relationship. The relationship is non-void.
If you don't
You
commit,
stop being committed
Okay.
to that person
listen,
once.
listen, no, listen,
once
listen,
you-
listen. I'm listening to you, listen to me. Listen, if you don't have no commitment in that relationship, then that relationship is insignificant. It don't mean.
But that doesn't mean you go and you can do whatever you want.
Why not? We're not
Because-
committed. I'm doing whatever I want.
Because that's to me that's stringing somebody along. Like for instance, if I sit up there and start cheating or whatever with somebody else, and then I tell the person, well, my feelings is I don't think we committed. That's not an excuse because if she goes and do something crazy to me, I deserve that. If you're not committed to somebody, then you tell them, you get out that
Yeah,
relationship.
You gotta let them know at first. Like
You
hey,
have
I'm
to
still
let them
talking
know.
to other people. this,
Now,
that, and the
if
third.
you're in a relationship with somebody,
But then, okay, to let
And then-
it, okay, that's what I'm saying. It's to take it towards that next step. It requires commitment. It is me saying, "Hey, I let all my hoes go, so me and you can be together." It takes some type of action.
listen, commitment is literally just dedicating your time. to
It
something,
takes some
right?
type of action. Does
No,
it not?
I'm
Can you
saying-
be committed with just lip service?
Yes, you can.
How?
Huh?
How?
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 Because that's literally it brings y'all together.
No,
that's the
how?
commitment.
No, give me an example.
Okay. Example is if I literally ask somebody out, Hey, be my girlfriend, I'll be your boy.
And how many
You're
times?
literally
Okay, and how many times have people been cheated on with just being boyfriend and girlfriend?
people be cheated on in committed relationships.
But no, but I'm asking.
It's no
just
excuse.
a simple boyfriend and girlfriend. They don't live together. It's a simple boyfriend and girlfriend. How many times have they been cheated on? Probably a lot. Whatever.
Yeah.
You already know that probably been a lot, because there's no commitment. So why would you? That's what I'm saying. The significance of being just a
That's the
boyfriend and
thing about
girlfriend
it.
don't mean nothing. That don't mean nothing.
But then marriage don't either. Why would
No,
marriage be
marriage
if
is
you're not
literally
committed?
the ultimate commitment. Shut up. What are you talking
How is
about?
that the ultimate commitment?
Because you're signing I want to see you signing your
So
life
same
away.
way with the job, right?
No.
But can't you not get fired from a job?
Yeah,
Same way you can get divorced.
But
Divorce?
divorce is a process.
Same way getting fired. That's a process.
Less of a process. Getting divorced is a longer
Less,
process.
more is still a process.
Okay, yeah, but still, no. It's
The
getting
thing-
fired and getting divorced are two different things.
Listen,
Don't try to make them sound.
I'm
like
not
it's the
saying
same
they're
thing.
the same thing. I'm talking about the commitment between it. You can still be committed to somebody. Okay, let's say it like this, okay? Because it's not much of a dedication when you're boyfriend and girlfriend, but that's what you make it.
Hold on, it's
That's
not much.
what you make it
It's not
because
what-
it's
why
not
is it not much?
signified into a
Why is it
agreement
not much?
lawfully.
Why is it not much?
Why is it not much? Because you can go and do whatever. You know what I'm saying? You can
How
break
can
it off
you,
just
how
like
can you
that.
do whatever if y'all committed?
Because
Hold on, let me tell you. So if you're in a marriage, can you go and sleep with anybody else?
you shouldn't sleep with somebody if you're committed to somebody or in a relationship.
No, I'm not
period.
asking you. If you're in a marriage, can you just go and sleep with anybody else? Or is
No.
that considered adultery?
That is adultery, period. Adultery ain't signified just based off of marriage. Adultery is like literally you could be single and commit adultery.
How can you be single and commit adultery?
Huh?
Please explain it to me.
How can you be
How?
single and commit adultery?
How?
Okay, let's talk about what adultery is.
I want you to go, tell me, because I'm about to look it up and give you the definition.
How?
Yeah, I'm about to give you the definition.
Because, like Jesus said, I'm gonna talk about Jesus, y'all. Jesus said literally committing
How you spell
adultery.
adultery. Adult?
AULD.
Okay, got it. But keep going, I'm sorry.
Adultery is literally excuse me, y'all. I'm sorry. Adultery is literally cheating on something or someone, rather it be a person or religion, and putting your intention with somebody else.
That's it? Are you done?
Yeah.
Alright, so according to Google, I don't know if Google know what it's talking about. I don't know how big of a source that is. But adultery is voluntary sexual intercourse between
Yes.
a married person
Mhm.
and a person who is not his or her spouse.
Yes.
Just so you know, I'm not lying. Look at that right there. I don't know if y'all can see that. But it don't matter if y'all can see it or not. Who cares? So you have to be married.
Mhm.
If you ain't married, because like I said, you could be boyfriend and girlfriend or whatever, right?
Mhm.
And go get married to somebody else. Did I commit adultery if I went to go marry somebody else?
You messed up the commitment.
That wasn't my question. Did I commit adultery?
Yes, you did.
How?
Yes, you did.
How?
What was it?
How?
Hold on.
How?
I'm trying to think of the verse. Because we want to talk biblical. I'm trying to think of the
What
verse.
you said? We just talking in general. We may
But
have
I'm
some viewers. We
saying,
had some viewers who are
I'm trying to-
anorexic, not anorexic.
I'm trying to think of the
Goddamn,
verse.
what's it called? Believe in God. I can't say
Atheist.
anorexic. Atheist. I said
I'm trying to
anorexic.
think of the verse because
They're skinny. You know why they're skinny? Because they ain't full of faith in God. That's why they're skinny.
it's just what I'm saying is there's no reason to go and hurt somebody or someone just because
Okay, we
you
not.
can
Okay,
say
I
that
know.
you're
I'm not
committed.
saying you're not gonna hurt people.
What I'm saying is
no, what
it's
I'm
always a mutual. You both gotta have a whole mutual agreement. If you don't feel committed to this person and you sit up there and why begin a relationship with them? That's what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying?
I'm
Why
telling
put
you
yourself
that-
in a
I'm
relationship?
saying that doesn't mean anything or just off of lip service.
It has to mean something if you
No,
sit up there
it
and
And that's
entice
why
a
people-
relationship with each other.
But think about it. That's why people get hurt because they think, oh, he's my boyfriend. But if he showed no action or commitment
You
to
can't-
being
no,
with you,
but you can't
then
blame
you
that.
can't sit there
Because
and be angry
in
in
a
the
in
situation.
a relationship, you literally have to have a mutual agreement in order to get anywhere.
But that's
So
not
you
enough.
can't say,
is what I'm saying.
well, you should have looked at the signs that I wasn't committed.
Yeah.
No, you can't do that.
Why not?
Well,
Why
you
not?
should have looked
Why
at the
not?
signs.
Why not?
Because that's
Why not?
selfish.
But why
Try to
should
blame
but-
somebody else
but
for
why
what
should they
you
look at the
did
signs? But why not look at the signs?
because of what you did.
Okay, so if we in a relationship for like over a year, and I showed no type of commitment, and yet I want to be with somebody else, how can you be mad if I never show no type of commitment towards you?
Because it's the same way about dragging something. If you
Okay.
felt that way in the first place,
Okay, is
then
that
tell
messed
that
up?
person.
Yes, but
Of course
if
it
I'm,
is.
is it wrong? No, like
Yes,
they,
it's
no,
wrong.
bro. Listen, okay, like I'm saying, can you be with somebody and then get married to somebody else? Can you be boyfriend girlfriend? with
you can do whatever. You can cheat.
Okay.
You can
Okay.
cheat
No, no, no,
when
no,
you're
no, no,
married.
no.
You
No,
can
no,
cheat
no,
when
no,
you're
no.
married.
But
I'm
if
saying.
no, listen. But if you're married, can you get married to somebody else?
If you married, not legally.
If you're married, can you
Not
get,
legally,
if
but
you-
remember,
it's a yes.
slaves was
no,
legal.
no. It's
Being
a yes.
slaves
It's
was
a
legal.
yes or no question. It's a yes or no question. If you're
No,
married,
you can't.
when
But
you're
you
married-
can't use legally
okay, 'cause
as
since
a
you never been married before, let me tell you. When you're getting married, you want to know what question they ask you?
Mm.
Are you when you're getting married, they ask you, are you married to somebody else? Because you know
Okay.
why? Because
Why?
marriage is the ultimate commitment. So when you're committed to that other person, you can't go and just get married to other people.
There's people, okay, but you're making it seem that just because you're married, that there hasn't been people that's not committed to that person.
And that's where
And
it's
it-
messed up. But I mean, there's
There's
other reason why it's
people.
messed
There's
up.
people
But I'm
who's
saying,
married
okay,
and
no,
not
no,
committed
but
to
what
their
I'm
spouse.
saying, what I'm saying is, okay, so if people get married while they're committed on, or get cheated while they're married or whatever, right? While they're
Mhm.
still committed, then if I'm not even committed to you, this relationship don't mean as much as you think it do.
So same way with marriage, right?
No, because
Why?
no,
how is that different?
no,
how is that different?
that's why it's different because you made a commitment to me. So since you made this commitment to me, now we living together. Why are you going out and doing things you ain't supposed to be doing?
Okay, so same way with the relationship, right?
No, because what commitment did I make?
You being with her, you
That's
you
not
being in
that-
a relationship.
that's
How
not-
is that
that's-
not a commitment? Being in a relationship is literally a commitment.
That's not enough.
You're dedicated to
But
this
that's,
person.
That's what I'm saying. It's insignificant. It don't mean nothing.
If it doesn't mean nothing, then why be with that person? That's the whole thing. When you're in a relationship, you're in a marriage, you're in a friendship, whatever relationship that you're in, you're literally committing yourself to that person. That's why it's called a relationship. You know what I'm saying?
I don't
Same
think
way-
you understand what the word relationship means. Because relationship can be between anything. You
Okay, but you're dedicating yourself in order to improve that relationship or keep that relationship with that person. Same way with this. Like, your people whole saying is burning bridges, right? Burning bridges is literally not being committed to me or doing something that was that hurt our relationship. So if you do something that hurt our
Okay,
relationship,
burning
then
bridges.
you're
burning
committed.
bridges.
Okay.
In order to what is the purpose of a bridge?
What's the purpose? Is to hold it together, right?
No, a bridge is to connect one
Okay,
part of land
connect one part
to another,
layer,
to
yeah.
another part of land.
Okay,
Usually that's over a body of water
Okay.
or an obstruction or whatever,
Okay.
right? So that means before there was
Mhm.
no connection. Now
Mhm.
that we built this bridge, we've connected.
y'all
we
connected,
committed
right?
To each other. So
Okay.
once we burn that bridge, that means
Okay,
we are
so-
no longer committed.
So, do you not connect the bridge when you get in a relationship? When you telling somebody, okay, I'm gonna be your boy.
Oh no, okay, so say you on that side of the island, I'm on this side of the island. Hey, I'm gonna build a bridge for you. And you say, hey, okay. Are we committed? No. Guess when the commitment starts? Once we build the bridge. Commitment
Exactly.
takes
you know what?
action.
Exactly. You know what? I'll put it to you like lame terms like this. If
No,
a
it's
per-
called
if-
layman terms. Don't be trying to use the same
Lame
words more than
terms.
we use it.
If
Well,
a
it's
person,
layman terms, not lame
okay,
terms.
what did you say? You said one person on the island and another person on another island,
Trying
right?
to use the words.
Let's say this. Let's say if a person wants to get in a relationship and another person wants to get in a relationship, and you say, you know what? One day I'm gonna ask you, are you gonna be my girlfriend? You know what I'm saying? But it never happens. So what does that mean? You know what I'm saying? You was never dedicated in order to get into that relationship.
But in order
to get into the relationship, it requires commitment.
Or some type of
action. But that's the thing about it.
I rest my case.
Think about it, bro. You're making it see. It takes action in order for me to ask you out. In order for me to get into a relationship.
What I'm saying, that doesn't mean anything now. Because so far, lately, that's everybody been doing. Oh, all I gotta do is say, "Hey, you my girlfriend," and then that's it. It requires, if you want that person to be in a committed relationship, for that relationship to work even further, in order to build that foundation, it requires action. Okay, yeah, you want to be my girlfriend, but what does that come with? Like, you can't just say with my girlfriend.
That's why there's obligations.
Exactly. It requires some type of action. It requires you to do something. It takes
action in order for two people to get into a relationship, right?
But that action, that lip service don't mean that. No.
Do you agree with that?
No.
Asking.
No.
Let's look up. Hold on, y'all. Let's look up asking.
Asking. No, that's dumb.
Okay,
because I could ask you to marry me, right?
Mm-hmm.
Does that mean we married?
Okay, but
no. Can I ask you to marry me?
No, but
can I ask?
It doesn't cut off like that.
Yes,
okay, let's say this. Let's say you do go ahead and marry. Okay?
No. We're not even married yet.
Wait a minute.
Because you jumping. There's no jumping. I'm asking you to marry me, and you say yes.
If you don't, you're not committed.
That means we engage or whatever.
Okay.
Right? But I don't buy no ring or nothing like that.
Mm-hmm.
Does that mean we are like really committed to getting married?
No, because you're not dedicated. You're not putting in the work. But listen. If you sit up there and put yourself in a relationship with somebody and start doing things of a relationship with that person, you're putting in action. You can't say that, well, if I do this and do that, I was never committed. It doesn't work like that because you already put yourself in that action. If somebody sit up there and put in the action to marry somebody, right? And then their whole thing was not striving to make their relationship work was, well, I was never committed in the first place, so it doesn't count. You can't sit up there and do that. It doesn't make sense.
It's messed up, but I'm telling you.
Yes, it is messed up. So that means you literally put in action in order to get in that relationship just to do something else. Why get in that relationship then if you already felt that? Listen, this is my final point, y'all. If you're going to commit to somebody, commit. If you're not, then don't. That's the whole point. Don't sit up there and play with somebody's emotions and just be like, well, I was never committed to you in the first place. You don't do that. You can't do that. If you volunteer yourself to be in a relationship with somebody, you're committed. Okay? Whatever action that you took in order to be with that person, and y'all two is on a mutual agreement to be in a relationship, you are committed to them. You made that agreement. You made that action in order to make it whatever in order to be in that relationship. Don't make excuses after you sit up there and be like, oh, well, you know what, there's somebody that I found that's better, you know, like I was never committed to you in the first place. No, that's wrong. You shouldn't do that. If you're going to commit to somebody, commit to them. If you're not, tell them, listen, I'm not ready to commit. And that's it.
Or you could just tell them, hey, I like you, but I'm still talking to these other people. Let them know what's up. So you know what I'm saying? Just let them know you got options or whatever, right? Ain't nothing wrong with that. You don't necessarily have to go.
But don't get in a relationship. That's what I'm saying. And then try to say that.
Okay, but what I'm saying is, even though, like, you can't just say in the beginning of a relationship, oh, me and you boyfriend and girlfriend. I'm saying that is insignificant in 2021. That doesn't mean anything.
Yes, it does.
No, you know what? Y'all let us know what y'all
think. Because an agreement is an action.
Y'all let us know what y'all think in the comments. This is the Can We Talk podcast. Don't be afraid to like, dislike, comment, subscribe, and also share these videos, y'all, so the whole world can see them, all right? All right, motherfucking peace. Deuce.